Wow, this is a video that none of the brands are going to want me to make. And when I was investigating for this video, I was stunned. So I'm going to be putting all my findings into this video, and I think I'm going to be saving you some money. The only reason I'm able to make this video is because I'm non-sponsored. I don't accept money from anybody, from any big brand. I never have and I never will. This entire channel is non-sponsored and it's evidence-based. In addition, I am a cosmetic formulator and I have my own skincare brand. This means that I know the cost of actives, I know the cost of manufacture, and I know the cost of distribution. So I also know where the fat is in the profit margin and where maybe being taken advantage of a little bit. So today's video, we are covering the ordinary versus luxury brightening serums. So we've all heard you get what you pay for, but is this really the case when it comes to cosmetics? The problem is that this area is not transparent. The information is not readily available. And in addition, we have poor regulation when it comes to cosmetics versus drugs. So I'll give you an example. I could make a moisturizer with 0.0001% retinol in it, i.e. it's not in the therapeutic index, it's not going to work for you. But I can put on the packaging retinol moisturizer, making you think that this is some anti-aging moisturizer, when in fact the ingredients are so low that they're not going to be beneficial to you. The good news is that I'm able to read the ingredients list. So that's the ingredients list at the back. It's called the Inky list. The ingredients are in descending order. And from there, you can guesstimate what percentage actives are in the product. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you if there are any misleading claims on some of these luxury brands, and also if ingredients are less than in the therapeutic index. If that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up. Let's dive right in. So today we're going to be covering brightening serums. If you want me to do a whole series on the moisturizers or on the cleansers or on anything else, let me know down below. But today I wanted to tackle really the most expensive area that I think is affecting us the most. Starting off with alpha-arbutin. Alpha-arbutin 2% is actually one of my favorite actives and is in the correct therapeutic index. The Ordinary has actually done a very good job with this particular product. I have it here with me. The way tyrosinase inhibitors work is that they reduce the level of pigmentation being formed. There are 10 different tyrosinase inhibitors that I love for skin of color, alpha-arbutin being one of them. So this product costs £10.50. The next most similar product I could find was Naturium, and Naturium is costing £22, so double. So in my head, I'm kind of expecting the product to be twice as good. So let's go through the ingredients list of Naturium. It has 2% alpha-arbutin, which I like. It has niacinamide, which I also like. It's not a tyrosinase inhibitor, but it does help with hyperpigmentation. The problem with this particular product is that they put in citrus lemon extract. This is a mistake because it can lead to irritation. So irritation for Caucasian skin is not such a big problem. You might get a little bit of redness, but then it goes down. Irritation for skin of color is a problem because any form of inflammation for us can lead to hyperpigmentation, which can then be around for decades. The thing I do also like about Naturium, however, is that it's fragrance-free, just like the Ordinary is. So if you're asking me which product I'd go for, 2% alpha-arbutin from the Ordinary or 2% alpha-arbutin from Naturium, I would go with the Ordinary. The next we are looking at are retinols. Retinols are probably the most popular serums in the market. There's a lot of rubbish when it comes to retinols. A couple of things to look for is you want it number one in the therapeutic index, of course, but number two, I love retinols in airless pumps. Don't forget, retinol is an antioxidant. It oxidizes in oxygen and becomes ineffective. Whereas if it's in an airless pump, it's protected. There's no oxygen around it. So that's why even when I do my packaging for the Dr. V range, our retinol will be in an airless pump for this reason. Right now, the Ordinary doesn't use airless pumps. Everything is in pipettes. And so that would be one negative mark I would put against their retinol. But today we're comparing retinol 0.2% in squalane from the Ordinary versus 0.3% retinol from Paula's Choice. Let's talk about price. So starting off with the Ordinary, it's £7.40 versus Paula's Choice, which is £59. So quite a bit more expensive. With Paula's Choice, they've put in 0.3% retinol, which I love. They've put in bakuchiol, which is actually a very effective ingredient. It doesn't work the same way as vitamin A, but quite similar in an airless pump. So if I had to pick between the Ordinary and Paula's Choice, if you can afford it, I'd go with Paula's Choice. Next, we're moving on to niacinamides. So on one side, we have 10% niacinamide from The Ordinary. On the other side, we have SkinCeuticals Discoloration Defense. So let's talk about price. Niacinamide from The Ordinary, £9. SkinCeuticals, £93. So for 10 times the price, I'm expecting something to be 10 times as good. So I was actually stunned at this particular investigation. It's shocking how much SkinCeuticals gets away with, if I'm being completely honest. There are no tyrosinase inhibitors in the SkinCeuticals product. And for £93, I expect more than just niacinamide. So for me, this is a no-brainer. On one side, we have The Ordinary, niacinamide. On the other side, we have SkinCeuticals Discoloration Defense, which is not really going to do much for your discoloration. So guess who the winner is? The Ordinary. Moving on to the next category, which is your vitamin C. So on one side, we have ethyl-ascorbic acid, 15% from The Ordinary. On the other side, we have Kiehl's Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution. Let's talk about price. So The Ordinary is £18, so actually quite expensive, and Kiehl's is £56, a little bit more expensive. So of course, looking at the numbers, I'm expecting Kiehl's to be twice as good, but actually I was stunned with the ingredients list. It's actually much worse than The Ordinary. The fourth ingredient is denatured alcohol, which, as you know, dries the skin, ages the skin, leads to free radicals in the skin, and damages collagen. This is such a problem if you're creating a serum to brighten the skin. In addition, the ethyl-ascorbic acid is actually very low. It's at about 2%. So this is an easy one. We have The Ordinary on one side and we have Kiehl's on the other. Of course, the winner is The Ordinary again. The next one is an ingredient all of you are crazy about, especially on TikTok actually, and it's hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary is £7, and I had to find an equivalent, and it was 111 Skin. Actually, a lot of you have asked me about this particular brand, and I was shocked at the price of this particular product. £100 for 20 mils. Let me go through the ingredients list. And if you want, I can even tell you how much it actually costs to make. So the ingredients list for 111 Skin is water. Guess what? Water's very cheap. The second ingredient here is glycerin. Yes, I love glycerin, but again, is it very cheap? Then they've put in solvents, then aloe, which I love, but again, sodium hyaluronate, and then niacinamide after the sodium hyaluronate. So let me give you a little clue as to what's happening here. Sodium hyaluronate is at a fraction of a percent. That means niacinamide is less than that. So a fraction of a percent. But they did something a little bit cheeky, and they made niacinamide the hero product, the hero ingredient in this product. So remember I told you that some of these big brands will put an ingredient that's less than the therapeutic index and then market it as if this was the main ingredient in this product. That's what they've done here. I'm quite excited to do this particular one. On one side, we have The Ordinary. On the other side, we have 111 Skin. No-brainer winner is The Ordinary. I'm in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single YouTube video. So when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know you can come and ask me your questions. You can also ask me questions on my Instagram at Dr. Vanita Rattan, at Skincare by Dr. V as well. I'm also on TikTok, and we have a private Facebook group called Dr. V Sock Family. It's a wonderful place to come. You can share your journey, your skincare journey, upload your photos, and there's about 20,000 of us now. So you can ask people from around the world what they're doing with their skin. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.